The black phone opened with a normal, everyday American kid's baseball game, with your typical bottom of the ninth showdown. The protagonist is on the mound, pitching against the local big-time jock. Will the last pitch be a strike or a home run? Needless to say, the hero watches the ball sail out of the park. Now, as the kids perform the good game ritual, the guy that hit it out of the park walks up to our hero and says to him, "Your arm is mint. You almost had me." Now, these words foreshadowed and echoed throughout the movie, propelling us into an unescapable and predictable visual climax that was mint. You almost had me. Too bad screenwriter and director Scott Erickson's telling of this contained only a shallow, stereotypical villain and a dystopian parody of 1978 Colorado. The grabber, played by Ethan Hawke, was woefully miscast. Mr. Hawke has a gift for a varied facial expressions that could have been used to create a truly terrifying character. Instead, we're left with a villain that could not perform without his signature, multifaceted boogeyman mask. The presentation and configurations of the mask were presented to us with no context. It was sliced and diced into puzzle pieces that was integral to the villain, but only presented to us as eye candy. The creators missed the chance of a solid horror movie, but they chose to keep Mr. Hawke's face covered. Now, our protagonist, his family consisted of an abusive alcoholic father, a sweet, foul-mouthed, psychic little sister, and while the relationship was warm and close, Finn's codependence and inability to protect his sister from Dad's brutal beating that was driven by superstition and the use of her abilities, the scene points less to a challenge for Finn and executes more like a fatal character flaw. Now, once the grabber has Finn, suddenly Dad's abusive and superstitious behavior is all but forgotten, and he asks his daughter to help him find Finn. Then there is the reimagining of the 1970s, which was particularly comical and, while a bit unsettling. The free-range kids roamed the neighborhood, and they were either going to be abducted, beaten to a pulp by other children, and were requiring medical attention. The idea that violence was met with violence, even in the most simple human interactions. This barrage of violence detracted from the horror of the grabber. In the movie, no place was safe for the children. There was schoolyard bullies, alcoholic abusive fathers, and then to add the cherry on top, the grabber. Every avenue had certain levels of dread and evil, thereby normalizing the malfeasance of the grabber. And that made us wonder if the demise of this villain really made this dystopia a better place. The fact that the audience was not given a reprieve to lower our guard so that the next scare would raise our terror level, we were just left with a limbo of disappointment. Overall, the main plot of the movie could have been developed into a stranger horror ghost story, even with weak character development. I guess the stake in the heart of this movie was all that was missed and the chances for more. Imagine a pier jutting out into the dark lake, where there are monsters lurking beneath the surface. The lake is surrounded by a menacing forest where the danger hides in all the darknesses. Do you take your hero through the forest so he can just dip his toe into the lake? Or do you push him in? Thanks for watching. We'll probably have other videos of movies that we review, so I hope you keep watching.